Hi there. In this episode, I'm going to cover some of the real basics, starting with what everything is called. It can be quite difficult learning about computers because many things have multiple names. So I'm going to cover as many as I can, but if I've missed something, please let me know in the comments below. Let's start with the hardware. Hardware is the physical parts of the computer that you can touch. The keyboard and the mouse are parts that you usually make contact with. This thing could be called the screen, monitor, or display. This part is the main part of the computer and can be known as the box, the CPU, the brain, the tower, the computer, the PC, or the system unit. These four parts make up the basis of most personal computers. Sometimes the system unit is built into the display itself. This is usually known as an all-in-one computer, epitomized by Apple with the iMac since 1998. Laptops are now as or more common than desktop computers and combine the system unit, display, keyboard, and a trackpad instead of the mouse, all in one unit. Alongside the four main components are what are generally known as peripherals, because they're things that live around the periphery. They mainly consist of printers, scanners, external hard disks, and anything else you can plug into your computer. One common peripheral with many names is the USB drive, like this. But it's also known as a thumb drive, flash drive, memory stick, USB stick, or even just USB. The last one can be a bit confusing as USB is the name of the port that it plugs into, standing for Universal Serial Bus. The USB ports are how we connect a variety of different devices to our computer, and also how we charge many devices from our phones to drones. Jumping back to the keyboard for a moment, I just wanted to run through some of the extra keys and their uses. Back in the days of the typewriter, we had, in English, the 26 letters, the numbers, and some punctuation on the keyboard. Now there are a myriad of extra keys that I want to take the time to show you and explain some of the uses for. Let's start with the bottom edge of the keyboard, where we will start with the Ctrl key. Ctrl keys on the outer left and right of the main part of the keyboard. The Ctrl key is a modifier key, meaning it does nothing on its own, but when combined with other keys, it makes them do new and interesting things. Next along is the Windows key or Start key, which you can press on its own to bring up the Windows Start menu, or use it as a modifier to do other fancy things. For example, Windows and the E key will bring up a Windows Explorer window. The Alt keys, which are either side of the spacebar, are also modifier keys, used for keyboard shortcuts as well as for typing special characters that aren't on the keyboard. Also found on the bottom row is the context menu key, which acts like a right click to bring up a menu of options relating to where the cursor is located. On laptop keyboards, there's also a function key, which allows access to the extra functions, often printed in blue on various keys, to do things like change the volume, brightness, and turn various laptop features on and off. It's worth noting that Apple computers have the Control key and an extra key called the Command key, and they call the Alt key the Option key. Going up the left side of the keyboard, we have the Shift key, which give capital versions of letters, as well as accessing the symbols above the numbers and various punctuation keys. We have the Caps Lock key, which leaves the keyboard in capital only mode until you press it again. Above that is the Tab key, which allows you to move to the next field in any form you're filling in, especially useful for moving between the username and password fields when you're logging into something, as it saves you taking your hands off the keyboard to go to the mouse and then back to the keyboard, when you can just press Tab. At the same time, Enter usually submits whatever you're entering. So type your username, press Tab, type your password, and press Enter. Will actually save you lots of time and clicking and moving around with the mouse. Lastly, I wanted to mention the function keys across the top of the keyboard. These are used for program-specific input, with the most common being F1, which is almost universally the help key. For example, pressing F1 in Chrome will bring up a helpful Chrome help page, with its own help and search and some other popular articles. Alright, I think that's enough for now. In the next episode, I'll cover some of the software components and the names and uses for them, so stay tuned for that. Our goal is to help you feel comfortable with your computer. We're here to guide you each step of the way so you can be comfortable with your technology and make the best use of it. We release new videos every weekend and would love you to subscribe. If you have a question or want to leave a comment, just pop it in the comments below. I'm here to be a resource for you. Thank you so much for watching.